So good morning. I thought I'd come on and just give my suggestions on how to deal with this thing that's going around. Um, I guess you would call it a cold back in the old days. What do we call it now? I don't know. Is it some form of radiation poisoning? Is it from electromagnetic frequencies? There's a lot of controversy over that. But I'll just give you my description of what I have done because I started to get, and what I do when I do get sick over the years. I don't take medications for it. I try to live with the pain of it because it is when you first start getting sick. I'll just give you my story. So it started on Saturday night with a sore throat. You kind of get that, you can kind of taste it. It doesn't taste right. Sore throat. My nose was a little funny. And then through the night it got worse. And it felt like my head was going to explode the next morning. My eyes, even my teeth hurt because the sinuses are all full. So Sunday was a rough day. You sit with the pain, basically, is what I do. And I do nothing. Right? I know that my body is in this battle with something. It's getting rid of something. It's detoxing something from my body. So I'm going to try to help it. So I'm going to use as little energy as I can on that first day and just be sick. And the thing is, you're still using energy because you're using your psychic energy, the power of your mind to battle your own mind because you feel very weak, you feel very vulnerable, and you're prone to very negative thoughts. And there's a whole breathing aspect. When your nose is all plugged up, you're not breathing, you're not oxygenating correctly, right? You're breathing in through your mouth. And sometimes you're not breathing, you're holding your breath, right? So you're not, because of the problem with you not being able to get any air in or very little air in through the nose. So that creates a whole fight or flight pattern, and fight or flight pattern anyway, because something is creating an immune response in your body. So today, Monday, I feel much better. So on the Sunday, just nothing. I was with the sickness, which is horrible. It's horrible. I hate that. But there's another part of it. It's like, I couldn't imagine feeling like this all the time. No wonder the powers that shouldn't be love a weakened group of people because you are very vulnerable at that time, right? You just have no strength. And I hate it. I hate being weak. I hate feeling weak. I don't like it. I don't want it. It's not where I need to be. It's a kind of a trigger point to me. So I don't like it, but I live with it. Then I went to bed early, slept really good. I didn't eat very much that day, but lots and lots of fluids. You want lots of fluids. It can be hot fluids, can be cool fluids, right? Whatever. You can put lemon in things. You can have a little bit of apple cider vinegar, teas that make you feel comfortable, that don't have any caffeine in them. Things like that. And soup. Just get a chicken carcass, throw it in a pot with some garlic, with some onion, right? And let it simmer, whatever, some celery, whatever you've got that you can put in and let it boil. Let it boil the bones down. You can put some, I would say, organic chicken stock, but you don't have to. If you boil it long enough and put enough water in, I like to strain it out. I don't kind of like the chicken with it. I just like it like the bone broth. And even just having your face over, it opens up it opens up your nose, these things that are all plugged with stuff. But you also want to keep things moving. You want to get the things that are in your sinuses. You have sinuses up here, sinus cavities here and here. Hence why you get pain up here like a headache in the frontal, because these are full. It comes down in through the eyes, so your eyes feel puffed up, and then in here in your nose, right? So these four of them, you have four of these cavities, right, that get full of fluids, these debris, the detox that is coming out. It's creating this whole range of things going on in your system, histamine being one of them, that creates this problem in the nose, this stuffed up feeling. So then yesterday, which would be day 2, I start to do more. I never really stop doing anything. I get up and do things, right? I don't stay down completely. But the second day, then I make a concerted effort to put up a bit of a fight against what's going on. I do breathing exercises. I really do focus on your breath. Even if you can't get anything in through the nose, try to make sure that you're breathing okay. So focus in on breath work. And again, eating less, I find that better. Even I was considering doing a detox, but I didn't. I had foods that needed to be used, so I didn't. But I've certainly cut back and kind of stopped eating earlier in the day, so that there's a period of about 16 hours where I'm not having any calories in, and I think that that's pretty healthy for you, right? You're helping your immune system. There's also a psychic level with this of how we react to our body when it's sick to help it through. I always commend my cells, every last one of them, for the work that they do to get rid of whatever this toxin is and dispel it from my body, and that they're doing a great thing and I'm working with them, and because that's a part of it. Also the heart, because we're connected to the field by the heart. So bringing ourselves down into heart-brain coherence, right? That helps. It actually, coherence in the mind, in the mente, right, is coherence throughout the body. And when we're in coherence, we heal. And we get over these things quicker. People really I want over it now. I've got things to do. I have found in my long life, that doesn't happen. And the more you fight it and try to suppress symptoms, because remember, the symptoms are your body working and doing its amazing stuff, right, to keep you strong and healthy. And the stronger and healthier you are, the faster you recover from any of whatever this stuff is. I'm not convinced. Is it viruses? This is what I know what happened. And this is what I believe to be true. This is my kind of take on it. And it resonates with my heart. On Saturday of this week, the day that I started feeling sick later in the day, I have a phone that I keep here in Panama. It's a Canadian phone, right? It has a Canadian number, and it's a Rogers. And they have this Roam Like Home feature. It costs you $15 a day. I don't keep it on because I don't use it. I have a Panamanian phone. So I had a lot of problems when I first came here, right? At the beginning, you could have it in flight mode, right, with the data turned off, and nothing, you would get nothing, right? Nothing. It never ever happened. And then sort of you could have it off of flight mode, right, without the data on, and it wouldn't ping. You wouldn't get a notification without turning on the data, by the by, that you were now accessing Roam Like Home. And so what I was told, it was when these signals ping off a 5G tower, right, it creates this, it automatically, it's an AI system, right, that notifies you that this is happening. So I got in this whole thing with, really, you don't even know when it's happening and you can't stop it and you haven't turned it on. So I had a long conversation a few months ago, right? This was going on for like 2 years, because to get through to somebody is, well, whatever. So I bit the bullet. Didn't pay for a lot of these things where it just accessed. And so what she told me, keep it on flight mode all the time and it will never happen. Well, Saturday in flight mode, of course, no data on because I don't turn it on. It pinged. And I found that very peculiar. And actually I phoned them. I got through to somebody, the same person that I talked to before. She said, well, no, you haven't been billed for anything, but it pinged in my email. So this is what it tells me. This is a country that is building up its internet infrastructure, right? Especially out in the rural areas. I'm in a rural area in metropolitan Panama. It's just like Toronto. It's like any other big city. Actually, it's way ahead with facial recognition and stuff like that. They're technologically savvy, and it's moving into the interior where I am, into these rural areas, because it's a control grid. So right after that, I start getting sick. And right after that, I feel it. I'm kind of sensitive to waves of things, not very good energy. And people's behavior is different. There's these little changes that I notice, because they are. The attack that we're under, this omni-war, right, is on all levels. And so I believe this is electromagnetic frequencies that are creating this toxic buildup within us, and then we shed them out. And that we need to allow it to do what it needs to do to get rid of these things, right, that are inside our systems. Mine does it about once a year. And each year, I must say, last year it was worse because I wasn't handling the right way, right? The first day would be me trying to fight what I knew it was happening. Now I acquiesce to it and just let it do what it's supposed to do. So here's my advice. Lots of water, lots of fluids, warm fluids feel better. You can put hot compresses, just a face cloth on your face if that feels better. Massage the areas, right? Realize the first day, accept it. You're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna feel terrible, right? But then you're going to say, God dang, isn't it a good thing when I feel good? Am I not so lucky that I don't feel like this all the time? And it makes you even more committed to being strong because it makes you get through these things quicker. So the fluids, the soup, definitely the chicken soup. It's easy. You can lay on the couch and do it. Put it on, let it boil, do its thing. Lots of rest, resting the mind, and using meditation and breathing and really focusing on your breathing because you're not breathing properly, right? Try not to trouble your mind with dark imaginings, because that's all they are, is dark imaginings. When that happens, have a mantra or something that brings you back in and levels you back out, right? And be gentle and kind to this beautiful body that is doing everything that's not doing in spite of you. It's a survival feature, right? This is our autonomic nervous system doing what it does best, which is taking care of us. And we've been taught in this society that symptoms are bad and that we should mask the symptoms to get through it. And I am 180 against that. The symptoms need to be, it's there, it's purging our system so that health can be regained again and we can be more in coherence and balance, right? So that's my take on it. And when I hear too that it's not just in my area in Panama, there's another woman that's on my Facebook page in Canada that has it. How does that happen? How does it happen? I've noticed it over and over and over and over and over again, that it will be, 5,000 miles difference. Okay, you could say that people are more transient, but I'm sorry, I don't believe that, because I'm becoming more and more aware of really what causes illness, though it's just a theory, because, we really don't understand what this is. So how can we understand what makes it do what it does? I don't think we do completely. So I don't jump on the bandwagon with that. So that's my take on taking care of this. Oh, and there was one other thing that I wanted to say. Back in the day when I was working in mental health and I did home visits, there would be days where I felt this mood. And every person, was it me bringing it out in these people? I don't think so, right? And everybody else would be in the same mood. And I remember thinking when I was working in a big city, I used to commute down to Toronto, that they must be doing something to create this. What is it? Is this like energy patterns, something in the air that's making people all feel the same? Now I understand it actually was, right? They've been practicing these technologies that they have to hack human beings, and they're really good at it, They know exactly what to do. None of these things that are in our lives are here to make our lives better. It's to make us more in servitude. It's to weaken us, and we need to not do that. We need to strengthen up, and get strong. Makes it easier to get through these things. So everybody take care. If you're feeling off, that's my advice to you. And that it's a wonderful body we got. It works perfectly. It's working perfectly as designed. Okay, take care. Have a good day.